never repeated.
Die Idee ist eigentlich recht einfach. Der Vektor, also dieses Gerüst, das ist ja unten, das ist ja verkleidet, das soll vom Immunsystem überhaupt nicht erkannt werden, überhaupt nicht wahrgenommen werden. Das Immunsystem der Menschen, die dann geimpft werden, soll eigentlich nur die Verkleidung erkennen. Also das ist im Grunde genommen der SARS-CoV-2, das ist die Verkleidung und das Immunsystem soll darauf hereinfallen. Und ja, wenn das funktioniert, dann bildet das Immunsystem Antikörper gegen den SARS-CoV-2 und wenn dann das wirkliche Coronavirus kommt, dann ist das Immunsystem vorbereitet. Ja, und das kann dann die Infektion bekämpfen. Also wenn das so funktioniert wie geplant, ist das ein schlüssiges Konzept.
Aha. The key concept here is, concerning the coronavirus, the SARS-CoV-2, is really using a backdoor. In the first place, when you introduce the coronavirus, it actually uses a camouflage mechanism to actually deceive our system, to introduce this, somewhat, at least, make a version of the coronavirus, which would actually be the tool to fool our immune system. Once, and there's someone, dressed up, no, this is really the dressed up version, which would be introduced as a bait and switch tactic to fool our immune system. So once it has been introduced to it, it just simply perceives as somewhat benign one. Then it's really kind of, the follow-up that has been shielded with the actual contents to at least, unleash antibodies. So once the coronavirus, a fake one, is introduced into a body, then our immune system is, ready to prepare itself, just like, it has been affected by the coronavirus. This is really like using a backdoor to at least, deceive our immune system, like bait and switch system, to, create a confusion for the sake of our benefits. So our immune system ahead of time would be introduced into the fake version, knockoff of the coronavirus, which is, was SARS-CoV-2. This is really the version that is going to be covered up with the somewhat differentiation to at least have our body at least not affected by disease. Even if our body is, introduced to this fake version, we are not going to suffer any type of symptoms associated with the disease, because this is really a trigger to be the very catalyst to have the antibodies build up after this experience. This is only going to unleash antibodies by having this knockoff beautifully planted in our immune system, which would actually trick our immune system to think that the coronavirus, it just invades into our system. We need to actually demonstrate our, coping mechanism as a building up on a defense system through the establishment of antibodies. But this is nothing but a knockoff. If you ever actually, turn it around, it says a COVID virus and made in China. It's not real one, probably. I'm not really actually saying that made in China is bad. I don't want to actually say this. And this is just knockoff. Tell the truth, it's not very authoritative COVID-19 real one coronavirus. Or SARS-CoV-2. This is a real medicinal name of the coronavirus or something like that, right? But it's really, if this is really the key concept. If this works, this shouldn't be that way. This is really hypothetical scenario, but the very fundamental conceptual idea underlying the coronavirus vaccine development is like that. In our system, we cannot actually have ourselves affected by the real coronavirus to have all the symptoms. That's really unnecessary. Just like the rest of other vaccines, we introduce the knockoffs. These are really the not real version, but it is really the simulated one, already actually covered up with the and a camouflage it with a certain tricks to induce a certain confusion in our system, to wrongfully perceive these, invaders as a genuine SARS-CoV-2, to have, a full defense system ready against the real coronavirus. So when, real coronavirus somehow ends up being in our body, and this time it already actually, because of this fake, mock test, it already has itself, fully prepared to have antibodies against the coronavirus real one. So this is really a mock test version. By having a camouflage knockoffs that have been actually genetically modulated to fool our own immune system to think that, oh, these invaders are the COVID coronavirus. Let's try to actually, get ourselves ready to fight off these. Then, definitely no symptoms like fever or sore throat or breathing difficulty or pneumonia or no symptom at all. Because this is nothing but a camouflage to trigger confusion and confounded reactions from our bodies. But even after this experience, even if we are not at all sick, but there are, very fruits we can harvest. What are these? The antibodies against the real coronavirus, the SARS-CoV-2. This, area is already besieged because of this mock test. We already actually build up on a proper antibodies against the real coronavirus. So even if the coronavirus truly comes in to hack our body, we already have, a very coping mechanism well installed by having a plentiful of antibodies ready to fight you off. In a real life situation, this is really, if this works, this is really the key concept that's going to be the fundamental of the vaccine development. Yeah, just like the rest of, vaccination, right? As far as I believe, most of a vaccination works in that way, right? They just simply actually simulate the situation to trick our stupid, naive immune system. Technically, it's a really good one. So, it's really hoodwinking. You are going to, have a mock test. Having, a real life situation, almost like, very difficult to make distinction to, have a ready-made defense system already installed in case of the real virus coming into our body. That's really the very fundamental thesis of all vaccination and inoculation, if my understanding is correct. So, we are actually using a genetic modification to at least, have the virus tricked to be, beautifully sugar-coated with a similar type of nature like the SARS-CoV-2. So, basically it's really kind of a deceiving its identity to fraud and defraud our immune system. And it's a really beautiful notion, I think.